Now let's see how to create a partition. The first thing to do is to verify the storage available. These are in proc partitions file. The proc partition file system is a new interface to everything that's happening in the kernel. So by using cat on proc partitions, I can see partitions and disks that are currently available. As you can see that the disk named STB, that's my new disk device, and that's the device I'm going to use to create partitions. You can also see that there are no partitions currently available on it. On SDA device, there are two partitions called SDA1 and SDA2. So now let's type fdisk. What is fdisk? Fdisk is a utility that helps you to create new partitions. Fdisk. It's a very old utility, but we are still using it to create partition. In fact, it has been revised for the release of Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7. You can see new features have been added too. So fdisk on dev stb. When you do fdisk on dev stb, it is telling me that the device does not contain a recognized partition table. Yet because the device is brand new and this is not an error, this is just normal. And next it tells me to type a command or M for help. That makes sense, M for help. In fact, M is giving you a menu with different options that exist. The most important option is the P, print the partition table. This shows you the current layout, and we are going to add a new partition. And once we finish, we are going to write table to disk and exit. So let's start by typing P. This gives me the current disk layout. As you can see that the name of the disk is dev.stb and the size is approximately 1 GB, which equals the amount of sectors. The sector size is 512 bytes. So the sector is the default allocation unit that you are going to be using when creating a partition. Let's type N to start creating a new partition. Now I'm going to type N to create a new partition. Always use primary partitions unless you want to create more than 4 partitions. We can see here that there are no primary partitions and no extended partitions, so it makes sense to use the primary partition. So I just hit the enter key to select default. This is the primary partition, which is partition number 1. I hit the enter key again to select first sector where the partition should be started, which is sector 2048. You see, it's showing me the sector start from 2048 to 20971151. Then it asks me when I'm going to use the last sector. If I hit enter, it's going to use the entire disk. I don't want to use the entire disk. I just need to create a partition with a size of 100 MB. So what I need to do for that is plus and a size followed by an uppercase K, M or G. Please be aware to use uppercase here because then it would understand that you want. So type plus 100 MB to create partition. Now we can see that the partition has been created with a size of 100 MB. When I hit enter, it's going to create the partition. You see, now the partition has been created. Now in order to verify that everything is working out properly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type P. What does P do? P prints the partition table. So now let's do P to print the partition table. And there is a partition dev stb1. So I can see that the partition has been created, and now I'll press W to write the partition table. Please do remember, if you don't know what to do, try press M. It will show you all the options that are available. So W will write to disk and exit. Now since the disk has been created, it's always a good practice to verify everything worked out or not. To verify, I'm using the command cat. Cat is a file utility, so I'll use cat proc partitions, which shows me I have an STB device and an STB1 device. So that's great. I have created my partition. Now I can go on querying a file system on it. In rare cases, if you get an error that device is busy, the best thing to do is to reboot. This time I don't need to reboot as I've successfully created my partition. This is how you create partitions. Thank you.